Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's project is an Independence Day soap. It's the 4th of July. We don't celebrate this obviously because we are in Europe here, but of course some of the audience is from the US, so I thought it would be a great idea to make a soap that you can recreate for this very memorable and very important day for the United States. So we have like a regular mold. Like this is a very nice sturdy soap mold from Brambleberry. It's quite deep, and I would love to do it in a transparent, like a see-through container, so you can see how we add these layers of the flag, but I don't have it. But I hope that we can anyways have a good look on the steps and how to proceed. For the stars, you could take also like a star mold. I'm gonna take this column mold here. It's also from Brambleberry, but you can also find it on Amazon, and it's very practical. You push it together, or you assemble it like this, and then it's a column, and you can just pour your soap inside, and then once it's hard, you just unmold it, and then you have the shape of a star. I'm going to use this one and then slice it so that it fits into, the stars. The other stars I have are too big. The singular cavity molds are too big. But if you are doing like a bigger soap, then you can also take bigger stars, whatever you want. It's just a question of preference. Like the Latins say, de gustibus non est disputandum. You cannot really argue about the personal preferences, right? So I melted down some transparent soap and colored it with titanium dioxide. You can also take a white base. So what I'm gonna do first is to fill a little bit of this star column, and to help me do it, I put like a jug like this, and then I put in, and then I don't need to put much, just a little bit to make some stars. Let me see if I can show you. So here we have the star mold, column mold, and then I'm just gonna fill a little bit. And we're just gonna leave it here to solidify, and then the rest, what I wanna do is to transfer it in this little mold here. The reason why I want to do that is I would like to keep the same white type of color for all the layers. I don't want to have layers that have different white tonalities, and this is about 25 grams. It's more or less what we will need, but still we're gonna weigh it out to be very exact. Okay. So now we go and we do the red color. Same exact principle. So the next color, you can see it's a really bold red color. I used liquid colorant in this case because I don't want it to be sparkly or transparent or anything like this. So we are going to pour this one as well. So we have it ready for the layers, and it's going to be the same color for every layer. And not when we have to remelt it, there's a little less inside, and then you never know. So we're gonna wait for this one to cool. And here's the blue. I hope this blue is dark enough, because as I remember, the blue of the flag is quite dark. But I think we should be okay. We won't need so much of the blue one, obviously, but I'm gonna pour it anyways in, so I can use it for a next project, or if I wanna make another such an Independence Day soap. Alright, so we're gonna wait until everything solidifies, and then we are going to proceed. So the melt and pour soap is completely solid to the touch, and we are going to start with measuring out the red part for the first stripe. So I'm gonna make 4 stripes, and I'm going to start with red. Now I'm going to need for the mold, I have here this blue mold. You can see here I'm going to need 25 grams for one. So this is 19.5. And we're going to add a little bit more. We want to be quite exact for this measurement. Okay, that's 25.3, that's okay. So I'm going to melt this one and then be back to pour the first layer. Okay, so the red melt and pour is melted. Now we're gonna pour it into the mold. And we're going to give it a spritz with rubbing alcohol to prevent the bubbles. And now we're going to let it set, and we go and melt down the white part. The exact same thing for the white part as well, meaning we are measuring it out with the scale and see. So this is pretty good. This is exactly what we need. So we're going to melt down this one and then come back and see if this layer is firm enough to hold the next one. So while this is melting, in the meantime, I'm measuring out the next two layers. So I can move the scale away. This is 23.7. I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's okay. And then for the next red layer, it's a little bit too much. That's okay. And then the blue one, we don't need to measure it out because it's gonna fill the rest. And then we have also the stars that come in between, so they will also take away some weight. Good. So this layer is hard enough, so I think it can support the next layer. You want to give it a spritz, so the next layer can really adhere very well to this one. And we're going in with the white part. Give it a spritz as well to get rid of the air bubbles and let it cool. So this layer is hard enough to support the next layer. Let's give it a spritz and then add the red layer in. And we give it a spritz. Okay, so this next layer here is hard to the touch as well. We're gonna give it again a spritz with rubbing alcohol and then add the next white layer. And spritz again. So let's have a look at our star in the meantime. You can see it's a perfect star shape. We are going to see later how we cut it, like what dimensions, the length and so forth. So now the 4 layers are poured, and with a ruler I'm going to cut down the stars on a 1 centimeter mark. And as I said before, this is the first time I'm trying this. There's a soap friend of mine, she says she's never making experiment on camera. Me, I like it somehow. They are probably going to be a little bit crooked, but I hope. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, yeah, but we're not going to aim for a perfect soap. Now here we have the stars. Very, very cute shape, I have to say. So now I just want to picture a little bit where to place them. And I think like this one is a little bit too small. Like this, it would be really cute. And then maybe we can add just a little part here on the edge and a little one on the other edge. Like so. This one is really crooked. So like so. Now I'm going to melt down a little bit of white melt and pour to have it act like a glue, so we can glue it to this layer here. I'm gonna be back in a moment. Okay, so we have the melt and pour here ready. Now I want to see whether it's better to do it with a pipette or I have to remove my gloves because I have no control. So I'm gonna dip it into the melt and pour and then stick it to the soap. I think this is okay. I think we're gonna proceed with this method here. Just make sure you press it a little bit down so that it can really glue to the white soap layer. And then the last piece. Okay, I feel that this is quite okay. It's not moving or anything. We leave it a couple of minutes while we melt down our blue soap base, blue layer. Alright, so the blue soap is melted. Now what I want to do is give it a spritz first with a rubbing alcohol. And I'm going to see whether or not it's better to use a pipette this time to really be sure that I don't pour it over the stars. Like this, I think you have just a better control or a preciser kind of pour. Using rubbing alcohol to get rid of this air bubbles. It would be a pity to have air bubbles around these stars now. Alright, I like the idea that the stars are sticking a little bit out. Give it another spritz with rubbing alcohol, and now we need to wait until it's ready to be unmolded. Alright, so the soap is completely hard now, and I'm very excited to see how this turned out. Let's stretch the mold around the soap a little bit, and then fingers crossed that the layers stick together, but I think it should. And here we go. I think it's pretty cute, and I wish everybody a wonderful 4th of July, and see you around soon for another soapy project. Have a great day. Bye bye.